Kate's being picked up. You don't like it, do you, Nudie? She's really pressing against me, trying to escape, but I've got her in a vice-like grip. See, listen to that purring. You love it, really. She doesn't. You don't love it, do you? You don't love it. I've got you prisoner. Kissy kissy. Hello! Welcome to Vlogtober Day 15. My name is Angela and all of the places you can find me should be linked in the description box below. We are about the halfway point, aren't we? So we're on the slippery downhill slope from here. I can't believe we've already got halfway through October. So I'm cutting it a bit fine today for my vlog. It's 5:30 and I'm only just sitting down to record. I've had a working out of the house day today, so I've been in my little retail space, and I was going to just pick up my camera and take you through my day, and then I'm like, hang on, it's Thursday. We did that last Thursday and the Thursday before, and there's only so many of my Thursdays that you need to see. So I decided to scrap that idea and try and come up with something on the fly, and here we are. Before we get into that, it's community shout out time. I'd like to give a big community shout out to the lovely Tina, who is Crafts by the Rose here on YouTube, and I'll link Tina's channel below. Tina does some amazing crochet work, and she's such a lovely, bubbly, wonderful person and very supportive of the videos that I post here. She always pops up and leaves such wonderful comments. Over on Tina's channel, she does a lot of live videos, a lot of live chats, her videos do get posted after the live conversation, but they're quite often a couple of hours long. So if you want some company, if you want a nice bit of chat, then please do check out Tina's channel. Not only does she do the live chats, she also sometimes takes us on her shopping trips with her. And Tina lives over in the US, so she sometimes goes to Walmart, sort of places like that. And I find that kind of video endlessly fascinating, because the shops, although a shop is a shop is a shop, the shopping experience over in the US seems much kind of bigger and bolder in a lot of ways than here in the UK. So yeah, please go and check out Tina's channel. You'll find the link below. If you watch any of her videos, then please just leave her a comment to let her know that I've sent you over. And if you enjoy what you see, then please subscribe to Tina's channel. What I got for you today, so it's day 15, and I was trying to think of something different to chat to you about, as I often do, and I thought I might chat to you about 15 projects that I would really love to start, but I'm probably not going to start anytime soon. A whole bunch of things. You know me, I love to cast on. I have no problem having loads of whips, and I always have plans for things that I want to make, but I've got a sort of set of projects that I know I'm going to be casting on fairly soon, and then I've got projects bubbling in the background, some of which I have patterns for, some of which I have patterns and yarn for, but I know I'm not going to have the time to get to anytime soon, so I thought I might just share some of those with you today. And I've picked 15 because it is the 15th day of Vlogtober. So projects 1 and 2 are spinning projects rather than knitting projects. So I said cast on, but there's a bit of weaving, a bit of spinning, a bit of knitting and a bit of crochet, all kind of encompassed in these 15 projects. I've got lots of really beautiful special fibre in my stash, but there's two braids in particular that I'm saving, because it's not that I'm intimidated by them, but it's just that they were really special gifts, and I want to kind of make sure that I spin them really nicely and figure out the best thing to do with them. So they're kind of sat there and I'm enjoying looking at them, and I really want to work with them. Part of me really wants to work with them, but part of me knows that I probably will not start these anytime soon. So the first one is going to be a little bit of crinkling, sorry. I will take this out of the packet, was a lovely gift from my friend Lisa. And Lisa sent me, when I first started spinning, so it's got to be a good couple of years ago now, some amazing bats from Hobbledehoy, and I've got a feeling that Hobbledehoy aren't dying anymore. I might have got that wrong. I know one of the sort of popular bigger dyers in the US stopped making, and I've got a feeling it was Hobbledehoy. So these are the Bob Sleigh bats, and it's merino, silk, alpaca blend. Look at those, aren't they just amazing? Obviously orange, and the fact that there's some blue combined in there. Orange and blue and orange and grey are my two favourite colour combos. So yeah, I have these, and I have been stashing them for quite some time, and I think they're going to stay stashed for a little while yet, because they're just so beautiful, and I really want to work with them, but I don't want them to be done. Does that make any sense? Hopefully it does. So that is project number 1 that I'd really like to get to, but I'm probably not going to get to anytime soon, and that's slightly because of the preciousness and slightly because of the kind of intimidation that, you know, I want to make something really nice with those. And the same is for this second braid, which is Into the World. And now I'm thinking, was it Into the World that don't die anymore? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. But this is a braid that was sent to me by my lovely friend Courtney in a swap that we did, and it's Blue Face Leicester in the Inconceivable colourway. And it's this beautiful selection of blues with some kind of mossy greens thrown in there, but yeah, blue for the main part. And yeah, this is very similar to the Hobbledehoy. It's just such a precious braid of fibre, and a company that I know I'm not going to be able to easily get hold of. Bringing things in from the States for me obviously is quite expensive postage wise, so yeah, I know that I'm not going to be able to get hold of this again. I really shouldn't think like this, because at the moment I'm spinning with those beautiful braids that Kathy sent me, and I'm absolutely enjoying the process of spinning those, and they're super precious as well, ones that I can't easily get hold of. So I know that I enjoy that spinning experience, but maybe it's just because these have been now hanging around in my stash for so long. I've got this kind of little mental block. I've kind of kept them and savoured them and kept them sort of pristine and precious for so long that they've become like this bigger thing in my head than they need to be. So that's project 1 and 2. Project number 3 is a weaving, and this is probably not going to be in the too distant future, but I wanted to include some weaving in my little selection. And this is the project that I'm kind of working towards at the moment. I really want to use this sort of collection of hand spun yarn. This is 100 grams of fibre that I spun from a club colourway from Nellie and Eve, which is naturally dyed yarns. And these are singles, and I'm a little bit worried because a lot of people say you shouldn't weave with your hand spun singles because they can bias, but poo to that. I'm going to give it a go. You know me, I like to dive in and, you know, or the expert advice of people who are more experienced than myself. But this is again Blue Face Leicester, and it's this beautiful kind of natural brown colour with these subtle hints of mustard, and there's kind of like a brick red, sort of rusty orange tone, and there's a few bits of blue in here as well. And I spun these up on my spindle, or on one of my spindles, and yeah, I just really want to weave with them. I don't know why. Just as soon as I started spinning with it, I knew that I wanted to make a scarf with it. Project number 3, not yet, but probably not quite as distant in the future as some of the other things that I'm chatting about today. Okay, so now we're on to the knitting and the crochet. I've got a pile of pattern books, and I've got some things that I don't own sort of physical copies of the patterns for, so I will pop some pictures up in the screen. And the first project that I want to chat about is one of those. It's called Wonderlight by Tiff Neeland. It's a short sleeve double knit top with a really simple design, but it's got sort of some garter ridges, I guess, at various points in the sweater, and it came out earlier on this year, and I saw a picture of it and I just fell in love with it straight away, and I've actually purchased myself a quantity of yarn to knit it. I'm going to knit it in Rowan Soft Yak DK in this gorgeous orange colourway, and the thing I love about the Soft Yak is the colours are really nice and heathered. I have a ton of other sweaters, and there's a lot of sweaters on this list. I'm probably not going to get to that one anytime soon. And next is another new pattern, and it's from the current issue of Pom Pom magazine. I also love this design on the front, which is by the lovely Sylvia Watts Cherry, and that's called a Tortoiseshell, and that almost made it to my list. But actually the project that I really love out of this issue of Pom Pom is called Atlantica, and it is by Audrey Borrego. And here it is. It's a gorgeous combination of bobbles and lace. After me saying yesterday that I'm not really a lace knitter, I'm totally down for this sweater. I don't know what it is about this sweater, but I just love it. I really love it. It just looks so cozy and comfy, and I even ordered myself some of the yarn that the pattern is knit in, as a kind of little experiment. However, this yarn is, I need to do a swatch because this yarn is quite stringy. It's also lace weight. So two of the things that I said that I really hate yesterday, lace weight yarn and lace weight and lace pattern knitting, are in this project, but I really want to do it. So I need to do a sweater. You do hold the yarn double. So I've picked these two browns, and I need to do a swatch and wash this yarn and soak it. I'm not super sensitive, but this is really not soft by any stretch of the imagination. So I need to knit up a little swatch and wash it and see if I would actually wear a sweater like this, because obviously that sweater is quite detailed, and I don't think there's any point in going to the effort of knitting that sweater if I'm just not going to wear it. So yeah, that one is a long long time in the future. However, I might just do a little swatch because it could be that this one gets scratched off the list entirely. The next project is a crochet project, and I really want to make the Mousse Amigurumi by Spinner Yarn Crochet, and I'll put a picture up here. The lovely Kim of Blue Cherub 82, who I mentioned in our community shout out earlier in this series of Vlogtober videos, Kim has made one of these, and I was aware of the pattern before she made one, but it's just so cute. If you followed for a while, you know I have this weird obsession with mousse. Yeah, the Mousse Amigurumi is definitely one that I would like to make in the future, but because it's a project that's just a bit of frivolous fun, it's probably not going to get started anytime soon. The next project are the Selbu socks, which is a pattern by Skein-Deer Knits. And I'm toying with the idea of actually adding these to my 12 cast-ons, so maybe these won't be a too distant in the future cast on, but I have loved this design since Skein-Deer first released it, and my lovely friend Jen sent me the pattern as a gift for my birthday this year, so I've got no excuses not to cast on, except that I kind of really have to be in the mindset to do either a patterned or a colourwork sock. Socks are kind of my escape knitting oftentimes, like that portable project that you can just pick up and take with you. So socks that require a little bit more concentration, I don't tend to make as often, but yeah, I really want to make the Selbu socks. Next up is Cat Bells by Megan Nodecker. Again, I think this pattern was released this year, and I'll pop a picture up here, and I love everything about this sweater. The shape, the colour that the original sample is made in is just beautiful, and as soon as I saw that pattern come out, I knew that it had to go on my list. But again, it's one that I've got so many sweater patterns that I'd love to cast on. I just can't see myself casting that one on anytime soon. The next pattern is from Shetland Wool Week Annual. 2018. So this one's already a good couple of years old. I really love the tree yoke sweater, Alyssa Malcolmson. And it's just this really lovely sweater with a simple sort of fern yoke pattern. And then it's got all of these fleas or these lice spread through the body of the pattern. And I think I have yarn in my stash for this. And again, it's brown. I don't know what it is with me and brown at the moment. But I've got a really lovely quantity of black Welsh Mountain at Wonderwall, and I've bought some Charlie Buttons Lancashire Brew yarn to match with it in a natural colour. So mine would look similar to this in that it'll be light at the top and then a nice sort of dark chocolatey sort of brown colour at the bottom. And yeah, again, this is a pattern I have wanted to cast on since the magazine first came out. The only thing that kind of gives me pause is this pattern is not super size inclusive. So the largest chest size is 50 inches, which is kind of cutting it a little bit close for me. This sweater is slightly oversized, so on me it would be a little bit more fitted. But I reckon I could probably make the adjustment and maybe finagle the stitches because the pattern repeat is fairly simple. But that's kind of one of the things that's stopped me casting that on, but it's still on my dream knitting list. Next is another crochet project. It's called the Spirit of Life wrap by Tatiana Kuprinchik. Probably totally butchered that name, but I'll put a picture of it here. And one of the ladies in my crochet group, what was my crochet group, made this wrap, and it just looked really interesting, just lots of different stitch patterns and lots of different colours to play with, and yeah, it was just beautiful finished. But as you know, I don't tend to gravitate towards crochet as much as I do knitting, just because my wrist often hurts with crochet. So a bigger crochet project, I've got 2 crochet blankets that I need to finish, and I probably need to get at least one of those off the hooks before I entertained working up a crochet wrap. And then it was a fight between 2 projects from the anniversary issue of Pom Pom, which came out in 2017, so quite a few years ago now. But the one that won me over in the end for this list is the Anniversaire, which is the cover star of this. It's an all over sort of honeycomb cable cardigan by Vera Valimaki, and it's just stunning, and I literally want to knit anything and everything in this issue. But yeah, that is one that I'm just not sure that I'm willing to undertake the effort involved in knitting that cardigan, although it looks super cozy and comfy, and I love the collar and the band on this too. But yeah, I just can't see myself casting it on anytime soon. My final crochet project for this list is the cover star on the Crocheted Wreaths book by Anna Nikipirawicz, and I purchased this book back somewhere near the beginning of lockdown, I think, and I just love this stunning crocheted wreath. It's a rainbow of different sort of leaves, succulent type patterns, and it's just glorious. And I have the yarn for this because I purchased some yarn when my lovely friend Caroline of Colourful Creativity had some cotton yarns for sale on her website, so I'm pretty much ready to go with this. But it's quite a lot of little bits and pieces. If you can kind of like see the detail in the wreath, there's loads to it. So while it's on my radar, it's one that I would love to do. It is, again, kind of a bit of a frivolous home decoration type piece, and I know that I'm just not going to put the time aside to do it anytime soon, but it's on the one-day list. Right, we are nearly at the end. I think I've got three projects left to share with you. So the first one, I'm not sure how you pronounce this. I think it's the Breton Sweater by Fibre Tales, and I'll put a picture up here. Again, it's a fairly new sweater pattern. It has this beautiful sort of herringbone detail, but it's a fairly simple sweater other than that, and I think it's just stunning. I love it. But again, I have got lots of other sweaters in my queue that I can see myself casting on before that, so I can't see myself casting it on anytime soon. It is really lovely. Yeah, see, the more I'm sat here thinking about that sweater, I just want to cast it on. I can't cast on anything new at the moment. I can't. Hold me to it. So two more. So the next one is actually from a recent issue of the Knitter magazine, and again it's the cover star on here, and I don't know why I like this, because I wouldn't say it's usually something that I would gravitate towards, but it's called the Bereza by Oksana Demind. I'm not sure if I'm probably butchering that, and it's this lovely sweater on the front cover. Again, just a really simple pattern with this kind of bobble yoke detail, and then it has what to me are kind of like these crazy really tight sleeves, so you get this bell sleeve effect, and then it's pulled in at the bottom, and I don't know why I find this really attractive, but I do. It's not something that I would probably buy in the shops. I have no idea. I just think it looks really lovely. I could definitely see myself knitting this from something like pip colour work. I think would be great for this sweater. It's a 4-ply yarn, and I could imagine pairing some pip colour work with maybe some handspun for that sort of contrast colour detail. I would love to start this. Again, my one reservation about this is because it's in a magazine, this Knitter magazine, sometimes they go up to larger sizes, oftentimes they don't. And the largest chest size is a 57 inch is the actual bust measurement, but it's designed for a 46 to a 48 inch chest, so it's quite oversized. I could definitely get away with the 57. I'd still have some positive ease, but definitely not the sort of cozy, really oversized feel of this sweater, although again I feel like it might be one that would be relatively easy to modify and make larger if I need. And then finally we've made it to the end, 15. And this is kind of a bit of a cheat, because this is about 15 projects in one. Basically anything from the Marie Wallen Shetland book. Oh, I love the photography in here. I love the patterns. They're colour work for the most part. Absolutely glorious, stunning. I love, there's a cardigan, here it is, the Ninian, all over colour work. Stunning. Yeah. Having made myself an all over colour work short sleeved sweater last year, that was a big undertaking, and I'm not sure I'm ready for anything quite like that anytime soon. One day I'm going to knit one of these patterns, and then I'm going to go hang out somewhere in Shetland and look this good. Yeah, one day. 15 projects that I would really like to start someday. If you have any projects like this, let me know in the comments below. I'm sure we've all got those dream projects that either we're putting off because we know they'll be super involved, or we have other things that are calling to us with a bit more urgency, but we still have those patterns that bubble away in the background that never quite go away. Please let me know in the comments below what yours are, because I'd really love to know. I'm pretty nosy. I think I have taken up more than enough of your time today, so I am going to sign off for today, and I hope you have a lovely day, evening, morning, afternoon, whenever you are watching this, and hopefully I shall see you again tomorrow. But until we get to spend time together again, I hope you get to do some of the things that you enjoy. Great big woolly hugs to you all. Bye for now. I just cannot decide which of these projects to pick. Come on, 15 is plenty enough already. Choose one. I'm gonna cheat, it's my list. I'm going to dream knit all of the things. Oh goodness, no one needs to see that. Except for some reason everyone seems to like the outtakes, so maybe it'll go on the outtakes.